Hey YouTube, this is Eric with Rod and Country. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to have a little bit different YouTube video today. It's going to be a little bit more news about my local area. So stay tuned. I'll be right back and we'll get started. Hey YouTube, thanks for joining me. Like I said in the intro there, we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on in a local city that I live here in West Virginia. Most of you guys probably know or have heard about it on the news. Live close to Huntington, West Virginia. And the big news that's been in there is the heroin epidemic. One of the headlines here from a few weeks ago, excuse me, this was from August 23rd, 2016. West Virginia city swamped by overdoses as nation battles surging opioid epidemic. Well, I've got a few theories on that we're going to cover here and discuss that in this little news thing here. But it goes on to say the heroin epidemic that has plagued the nation's urban and rural communities alike had not spared West Virginia. But nothing prepared Cabell County officials for the 26 overdoses in a 4-hour span during that week. And yes, that is true. It was 100. Actually, I think it was a little bit more than that because it couldn't count the ones that came to the hospital. We're having a bad problem here in West Virginia, and just here this week or two, it's gotten worse. There's people actually driving while they're using their heroin, and what they're doing is it's called nodding off or nodding out. Just like anybody that's used or had pain medication administered to them in the hospital, you know what that's like. If you've ever had Dilaudid or Percocet or Lortab, Norco, anything like that, it pretty much puts you down, puts you out, and that's what's happening. But these guys are using a lot more potent version of that. And everybody knows that heroin is an opioid in the same class as, like I said, the Lortabs, Percocets, Dilaudids, and things like that. And I'm coming to you with this news feed with experience in this. Most of you guys know I've been in public service for a while. So, you know, I kind of talked to the local doctors about this, and some of the things that I've learned is kind of shocking that I didn't know about, and kind of leads up to why we're having this epidemic. A few years ago, doctors were told that if a patient is in pain, to prescribe pain medication. No questions asked, prescribe it. So as some of you may know, that's when the pain pill mills came about. So they were used to getting pain medication just prescribed to them with no questions asked. And it really, in the beginning, wasn't the doctor's fault. It was the government telling them to do this. Hey, we've got people that's in pain, they need help, let's prescribe the pain medication. And I've gotten this directly from some doctors that I've spoke to. So now we've went on for these years of these people able to get pain medication, and all of a sudden the government's like, whoa, this is getting out of hand. We've got to do something about this. So now they had this war on pain pills, and you know, West Virginia and just like every other state has jumped on board with this, and they've pretty much shut down pain medication. If you went to the hospital recently, it's pretty much impossible to get any type of pain medication. They want to give you a Toradol or an anti-inflammatory before they do that, because now whenever they prescribe any pain medication, their name goes into a bank as well as yours, and it tracks how often they're giving out this pain medication. So now they've stopped it, and it's difficult to get. And if you've noticed, if you guys paid attention during your pain pill days, it was predominantly whites that were doing this. This was a white drug, pain pills. And if you've noticed now with heroin, it's predominantly whites that are doing this. So now they've made it more difficult to get the pain pills, and these folks have started exploring other means of catching their high. And they figured out that heroin can take that place. Well, the problem is heroin is a lot more potent than any pain medication that you get in a medical setting. And what's even worse is a lot of these drug dealers are lacing this with other painkillers or tranquilizers. So somebody that's been using heroin for a while, and it's like with any other drug, the more you use it, the more of it you have to use to catch that high, because that's what they're chasing. They're chasing that first euphoric feeling that they had the first time that they used it, and they keep chasing that. So now the government and local officials have had this war on this pain pills. They've went to heroin, and it's actually made it worse than what it was when we had the pain pill epidemic. I don't remember at any time during this pain pill thing that we had 30-some overdoses in a 4-hour period. I mean, we had overdoses, but it was rare. Now it's between probably 5 to 10 to 15 a day. And now, like I said, these folks are driving their vehicles and crashing into trees and telephone poles with their children in there and crashing into other vehicles. So I blame this on the government. They began this epidemic with forcing doctors to give out pain medication, and now they've taken it away. So now these folks have went to another means, and that means is heroin. And fortunately, there is Narcan, naloxone, whatever you want to call it, that can reverse this, but it's putting a weight, overburden on emergency services and hospitals to where, like that day, they had the 26 overdoses in the 4-hour period, or 30 overdoses in a 4-hour period. The hospitals were just inundated. So the people that are out in the waiting room that truly had a medical problem as well, they had to wait. And kind of to touch on that a little bit, we have to deal with the most urgent patient that comes in. So if you're not breathing, you don't have a heart rate, you're very urgent, and that's generally what a heroin overdose is. So we have to take care of you first. We can't go, well, that's a drug dealer, we've got somebody else out here. That drug dealer, this drug user can wait. No, we have to take care of them first. And yeah, I'm still in the medical field as well, and I've had to deal with some of these overdoses as well, just by happen chance that I came upon them. But the bottom line is this: the government has made this this issue. The unfortunate thing is, these folks truly need this, and now they're talking about rehab. Rehab's wonderful if that person wants it. You can lead a horse to water all day long, but you can't make him drink that water. So if they don't want the help, they're not going to take the help. And in our area here, jobs are scarce. I mean, there's really no work around here. There's really nothing else to do other than to leave the area and go somewhere else. And then we're just carrying the problem with us. So is there an answer to this? I don't see one. Is there a cure-all for this? Not likely. Is the government going to fix it? Not a chance. You got to remember, anything the government is involved in, they're making money off of it. So if they're making money off of it, they're not going to stop it. It's just like the war on drugs that happened 20 years ago. That is nothing but a money-making venture for the government. And it's another reason to spend money and buy this and spend your money and put more money into their pockets. So, as far as Huntington that I can speak of here, it's horrible. I work in Huntington, and I drive around, and you see these people just out there every day. You see the EMS transporting them every day. Just today, a guy nodded off on heroin and hit a pickup truck in the rear end. The other day, there was a man and a woman with their 4-year-old child in the back of their car. They shot up, blacked out, passed out, and hit a tree with a child in a car. I mean, it's getting worse, progressively worse. And so now, not only do you have these people walking the streets, now you have them driving. So, is there really something that we can do as a people? Not really, but I kind of disagree with with what the government has done with this free needle exchange, which I understand what their thinking is, and with the free naloxone and Narcan. But now they're even putting this in high schools or in schools, period, stocking it. So, I want to continue on this conversation, and if anybody has any comments they want to add or questions or something like that, feel free to add it, put a comment down there. I do understand. I disagree with it. I'm not a big fan of everybody and their brother carrying Narcan because you're just enabling them. But what do? Do we let them die? Before, if they overdose, we had to wait for EMS to get there or get them to the hospital before they can get the Narcan. But, the biggest thing is I had my daughter in the hospital, and it's been last week, and I was talking to the ER folks, and they had an overdose coming in there, and they hit him twice with Narcan. He come out of it, jumped up, pulled his IV out, and walked right out of the hospital. Well, you know where he was going. He was going right back to get high again. He'll end up right back into the ER. And the sad thing is none of these folks have any money. None of these folks have any insurance, so it comes out of our pockets. So yeah, something's going to have to be done. And they will not charge them criminally. What are you going to do? And that leads me to this point. And I want to try to keep this video under 15 minutes because I don't want to bore you guys. Mental health. There is absolutely no mental health in this country. Everybody cried foul when they had the mental institutions. Everybody was, oh, that's cruel, that's unusual. Well, it's even worse now because there's no help for anybody. All they want to do is throw pills at you that probably usually make you worse than what you were. Not all the time. That doesn't happen all the time, but it's still there. We've got to fix the mental health. Got to be something done with mental health. Got to be something done with the drugs. There got to be something done with the homeless. There's got to be. I mean, I don't know the answer. I really don't think the government is the answer. I don't think Donald Trump is the answer. He probably would be better than Hillary Clinton, which I have no doubt about. But I really don't know. So this is a discussion that we need to start having in this country to get this figured out. So anyway, I want to end it there. That's kind of my thoughts on what's going on in my area as far as the heroin overdoses and the drug overdoses go. Kind of chime in, leave some comments down below if you guys are feeling the same effects, seeing the same things in your cities and your towns. And let's get a conversation going on this. So like I said, I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope you guys enjoyed this new video. This is a new microphone that I just picked up. I'll be doing a review on that. And I hope you guys like the audio of this as well. It's kind of like a studio radio type feel. And if you guys enjoy that as well, leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Subscribe. Share the videos. The more you share, the more I'll be able to grow the channel. And we'll see what goes from there. But anyway, I'm Eric with Rod and Country. Thanks for joining me today. God bless and take care.